Hello everyone. Don't know if, oh, hey, look at this. Okay. Ah, there we go. Looks like it's showing good streaming health at the moment. I'm not starting quite yet, so don't worry if you're not sure what's going on. Hey, I'm not offline. I should be online. Come on, YouTube Live. Let's get on it. There we go. Let me make sure I can hear myself. I've got my sound muted on this side of things. Okay, so my sound is coming through, so that's a good sign. I'm going to be playing RimWorld today for about, I don't know, depends on how long you guys are going to be here, from 1 to like 1:30, 2 o'clock, depending on how many people show up. I suck at this game, so... Okay, so it looks like everything's working. I updated my video settings. There's no one here yet, according to YouTube Live, but for those of you watching the replay, I updated my streaming settings, so things should be working appropriately now. I still have a little bit of time before the stream actually starts. 1 o'clock is when I was going to really start. I'm gonna go ahead and just get it set up here because it's gonna take me a little bit of time to prepare the game for actual playing. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the crash landed whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. Okay, so for the challenge here, I'm gonna choose the sum challenge. I'm not gonna choose anything else. I absolutely positively suck at this game, like royally. I can get pretty far, and I've done fairly well, but generally I play base builder because I'm not really interested in having like major threats right off the bat. But some challenge I think will make things interesting because there's like a 90% chance that I'm just gonna die probably before anything gets started. Okay, just making sure everything looks good for a live stream. That's all we're doing right now, is just before 1 o'clock, we're testing this out. Making sure that the live chat works. So if you wanna type in there, you can. Let me go ahead and just get going here. Let's see, for the seed I'm gonna pick... what seed do I want to pick? This will just spawn whatever. Let's choose Cliff, that'll be fun. So let's see here, I've got global percentage 30%. This is kind of new, but they generally don't spawn the entire thing because then it takes a while to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 30%. I'm gonna go ahead and keep everything else the same. Let's generate and see if we can find a nice little area to start out in. Just making sure things are still working. I'm not seeing any drops or anything from my end. Okay, so if you've never seen this before, this is the world. You can see this is the area that we're not generating. This is the area that it did generate. And these are bad guys. These are... Generally, these guys are pirates. There's 2 different types of settlements. I think these guys are tribes, and these guys are like, I don't actually know too much about how the symbols work, but they mean stuff. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. I'm not going to pick rainforest because you've got a better chance of getting malaria if you're in rainforest. I'm gonna choose an easier area. Let's go ahead and see here. No, it's not what I want. Here we go. What you doing there, computer? My computer just decided it was going to shut my game down. Let's see here. I want to choose a little bit of an easier area because I suck. I said I suck at this game. And let's go over here maybe. This is near like some water and stuff. Just kind of looking here. Like I said, we're not in a rush because we still have 5 minutes, so I'm just kind of exploring this. Different mountainous regions, as you can see. I'm thinking maybe down here. Here we go, this will be great. I'm gonna choose one. Do I want granite? Oh, here we go, we got granite and marble here. And slate, I don't really care too much about slate. And this is close enough to some of the cities. I don't do too much traveling in this game, though you can. There's a couple bases near here. You can also choose a random site. There's an advanced version too here. Ah, I didn't actually know this was here. Like you choose your starting season and stuff. Lots of rainforest down here. There's like this little patch down here. I think we're gonna choose the spot that I selected, which is right here. I still have a few more minutes yet. So everything looks like I'm not getting any red on the stream, so I'm very excited. If this works out, I'll be doing Stardew Valley on Saturday here. I think 1 p.m. is still the goal, California time, which is PDT, not PST. PST is not daylight savings time, and PDT is daylight savings time. And if people are commenting I'm not getting anything right now, that's not on you guys. That is simply because might not be going through, but everything seems to be working out, so we're good. All right, let's see here. For the people that I'm going to be choosing, I'm going to go ahead and randomize. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. This is something I don't want. I would suck. Like, this person has a bad back, she's frail, she has 2 cataracts, healing cross, and dementia. No. Okay, this is okay. Oh, he's abrasive and a brawler? What a pain. Oh god, it's a female. Yeah, I knew that. An RimWorld, though. The melee is crazy on her. She's got huge social and medicine and crafting. We'll maybe take her and let's try and see who else we have here. Big thing here, the 2 things I'm looking for this is, first of all, I don't want them to be like super, like 91 years old means they're probably just gonna fall over and die like any moment in game. And that means they're like super like going to be affected by disease and stuff. So I don't want to do that right off the bat. If you're wanting to play like something harder, maybe you want to do that, but I don't. And secondly, if they love fire and can't firefight, they're out, like, period of the story. But something like this is fine. They have different childhoods and adulthoods if you've never played the game. Childhood, see, Sammy's wealthy parents provided everything she ever wanted. After discovering joy wires, she became obsessed. Once her parents realized what happened, they cut her off. Uncaring and often violent, she sought his next joy wire fix. So this game is still in early release, so that seems to be a problem. So let's see, her shooting, her melee, and are both increased. Her social is decreased. She cannot clean and she can't research. It's okay, we can find somebody else to do that stuff. And then here, so she's after recovering from a joy wire addiction, Sammy adopted a non-violent way of life and vowed to help others. Traveling between communities, she used medicine, arts, and crafts to aid others who struggled with their own addiction. So her social is +8. That is... okay, so that's nice. And see, medicine is +3, artistic is +3, and crafting is +3. How's her crafting? 7. Artistic is 6. She has no construction, though. Construction is going to be important at the beginning of the game, which is okay. This guy is okay, and he's a green thumb, which means he loves planting things, though his growing isn't very high, and there's no bonus to that. His research is really high, though. Maybe deal with him. We still have like another minute left before we really get going here. I don't want to have a second brawler on the team, though she's a lot younger. Apocalypse survivor, Cecilia was born during a time of unrest in her homeworld as climate change threatened mass starvation and flooding. She grew up as the situation worsened, billions died, and peaceful states descended into anarchy. Cecilia and her parents did whatever they had to survive. So, wow, she's really low on everything. Let's go ahead and randomize her and see what we've got here. Oh dear. And jealous, okay. So, let's see, she's not able to care, do any social. Scary is, from a previous load. It'll be going away in the next alpha, from what I understand. Had to do with how you would threaten people. She's not... I really want somebody who can, like, handle some stuff. This person can't do firefighting. I'm gonna go ahead and pass on him for now. I know, it's super complicated. Glad to see that the comments are coming through now. Hello! The good thing is, for the most part, each of these has a direct skill. Bloodlust, oh, that's a fun one. Gem gets a rush from hurting people. That's exciting. Let's see. The medicine is good. The big thing I'm looking at here is we don't really have anyone that can do construction very well, which means they're going to be slower, which will be interesting when we start going here. And it's 1 o'clock officially, so hello! And we are going to be jumping in here. I'm trying to decide if Gem here is the person I want to take with me. Bloodlust is exciting. And we're all decent ages here, so I'm not too worried. A little bit of pain here. She comes with an old gunshot wound, which, well, she'll always be in a little bit of pain, but she's got the medicine. So I think this will be good. There's nothing crazy here. My big thing is the whole firefighting thing. There's nothing quite as annoying as, what's the word I'm looking for people who absolutely positive? Pyromaniac. I generally kill people who are pyromaniacs. It's just a thing. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started here. I chose an area. I'm trying to go a little bit easier for myself because I found that after browsing the RimWorld subreddit that I suck at this game like pretty bad. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at them. Oh gosh. I did choose a mountainous region here. These are mountains. And we can kind of look around here. So here's a mountain. It's on pause right now, so don't worry. Kind of looking around here. Got a couple nice areas. Now, mountains are good and bad at the same time. So let me zoom in here. Let me go ahead and make some of the stuff. Where do I want to plop down at? I think what I'll do is actually start in here. Yeah, medicine, construction, and cooking are all very important. I definitely agree with that. One of the reasons why I'm not doing too much in here is because I don't want to play too much around with it. I kind of do also enjoy the randomization, you know, just kind of weirdness. This might be a good area to start with, actually. There's a couple little things over here. I'm thinking maybe here as well would be good. I don't want to be too much in the middle. Kind of like into the mountains, I think is going to be the best thing. Now, mountains do bring their own challenges, so I didn't realize that. You know, I don't want to spoil it because if it happens, it'll be amazing. Of course, if it happens on this episode, this early in the game, that's going to be problematic. I'm just going to go ahead. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and plop this down like right here. Do I want to do that here? You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to go down here. This is going to be, I'm going to go here where all this metal is. Don't worry. I have found now that I've kind of paid attention to what I'm doing, kind of is like Fallout, actually. Nice pointing that out. It's definitely desolate. Where are my people at? Okay, so you see here we've got our little people. Where are the other ones? The other ones are down here. They're collecting these items. Now we've got some creatures. We've got grizzly bears. So some animals like grizzly bears, wolves, cougars. I don't blame you for abandoning cave bases. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and do it because it can be a lot of fun. And there's some fun challenges. Wolves, lynxes, I think. They'll attack your people if they're hungry. Now, if they're not hungry, you won't have to worry about it. But it can be a problem. So let me go ahead. Looks like we're starting with a warg. Okay, we got some weapons here. I'll show off everything. One of the things that we have... Hello! Nice to see you. I'm going to wave at you guys. So one of the things we have here is a warg. And if you click on the little eye, you can see some stuff. The wargs are wolf-like creatures. Now, I wanted to show you guys one specific thing here. If you can see their diet here, this is raw meat or corpses. Wargs are specific. They won't eat like vegetables or anything, so we'll need to make sure we have enough meat for them. They'll starve to death if you're not careful. So let's see if anything else packaged. Sometimes here we go. So you can see if it's got the X on it, that means they're forbidden and you can't use it. So if you undo the X's, then you can. So let's go see, make sure we've got the packaged meals is what I'm looking for off the bat here. I'm not seeing any more, so I think I've gotten them all. There's some steel right here. We'll want the steel for a variety of things. Now, my way of playing this is basically just running around frantically and hoping I don't starve to death. I have a little bit of an idea of what I'm doing, but it's not nearly that great. And quite frankly, I've been playing this. This is all I've wanted to play recently. I've abandoned pretty much every other game to play RimWorld again, and I have no idea what my problem is. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little stockpile back here, and I'm going to build some beds just to start off with, because we probably won't get too much done today. And we're gonna be, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. Let's build 3 beds for each one. I like the fact that this guy has a mohawk. That is awesome. Now, one of the things they added in one of the recent updates was this deterioration. Things are unroved. So what I'm gonna do, we've got some wood, and I'm gonna go ahead and just box this in, and we're gonna build a second little area here too. Now, one of the things that is really important if you're playing this is to turn on the manual priorities. because you can see all the numbers and you actually make people do specific things. So what I'm gonna do is I found the best thing that I've done is to turn firefighting patient and bed rest to 1. In certain circumstances, I turn that off or move them up and down, but at the beginning of the game and for most circumstances, having that set at 1 is good. And I like to have a doctor set if anybody's injured. That immediately helps. I know, isn't amazing? This music is amazing, and I hope it gets a little repetitive, but that's okay. One of the other things I'm gonna do, we have, let's see, is that David that was the green thumb? Okay, so David was the green thumb, and he's the only one that can grow, but I'm actually gonna set the grow to 4. At least at the beginning of the game, we're gonna want people growing crops like quickly so we can start to get some food. Let's see, for right now, where's construct? Do the same thing with construction, set those to 4. This will change as we get more people, don't worry. And I'm gonna do the same thing with craft. Okay. Now at the beginning of the game, I found this to be useful because you don't have a lot of people, but the challengers are a lot less, so you'll be okay. And everybody's gonna be doing hauling. I think everyone has haul set to 3, so we're good there. And you can see these blank ones that like don't have any squares, you can't do those with those guys, so. I love the sounds. I played this at night, like before I'm gonna go to bed. I actually play this on my laptop. My laptop can't handle many games. It can handle like this and like older games sometimes. And I like the fact that I can play this in bed. Does make it run a little hot, but it's okay. Looking around here, other things while they're collecting the stuff, I do want them hauling and building. Actually, let's go ahead. One of the things they're gonna whine about is if they sleep outside. I call them puns. I don't know if that's the correct word for them or not. And I'm just gonna build a little itty bitty wall here. This is definitely gonna change, like, fast, so don't worry. Oh, look, there's more steel up here. Steel walls burn. Just throwing that out there. Oh, something else. If you right click on some stuff, you can see different materials you can create with. So like there's a steel wall, silver wall, regular wooden wall. I brought this up in the forums. Oh, we can't do it yet. But when you can build gun turrets, you can actually right click and make them out of like plastisteel and stuff. So, okay, I'm really happy with the stream today, by the way, guys, because I modified my streaming requirements and things have changed. I'm very excited to see that. Let's go ahead and chop some trees down too. So you can see here trees grow, and if they get to 100%, they give more wood. So we're gonna go ahead and chop down some of the bigger trees that are closer to 100%. I'm never going to be concerned about wood unless the place burns down. Completely and utterly possible it'll happen. You can see here that there's, oh, I can't actually see. Let me click off of that. Oh, you can't see because my picture's in the way. Never mind. Usually down in the left-hand corner, you can actually see like what you're hovering over, but you can't because my picture's there. It's me. All right, so we've got beds. The requirement over here that said, hey, you need colonist bed is gone. And if you click on the beds, you can actually see what their ratings are. No, you can't because my picture is covering that. I'm gonna have to fix that next time if we play this. But essentially it'll say like awful if I actually do this. You can see it says it's awful. Awful ones have a beauty rating of -1 and they're not quite as comfortable. So we'll be fixing that. One of the big problems with that is simply because they don't have a high enough construction. But the more you construct, the better you're off. So that makes sense. The thing I'm gonna do, let's see. Where do I want to probably put, I'm gonna just start out here. And I'm gonna create a little square of growing zone, and you can choose a plant. I'm gonna choose potatoes because they're the fastest growing and they'll start us really with food because that's the big thing. Just making sure that everything's working, and yeah, it looks like the stream's still going through. I was really concerned. I've heard some bad things about YouTube's live, but since it's working, I'm wondering if it's, I don't know. One of the things I'm very careful of, I'm not too worried about the little red fox here. The little red fox here is a meat eater. But oftentimes things like bears and wolves will wander too close and they will attack your animals. And I've lost like 9 times out of 10, I lose my huskies because of wild creatures. I don't have the mod. There's actually a mod that says, hey, by the way, your animals or people are being hunted, because there's no way to know that without clicking on the animals. So definitely made sure to fix that. We don't have a lot of room in our storage for right now, but that's okay. The other thing I'm going to do, I think right about here to start with, I'm going to build a dumping zone. So dumping zones are a little different. They handle rotten stuff as well as corpses, like animal corpses and people corpses, as well as chunks. And these are chunks right here. So we'll want to do that. Okay, so it looks like we're doing all right. If I click on these guys, and you can see in their needs bar how they're feeling. And as of right now, everybody's pretty happy because they're all very optimistic about the new colony. And we're really trying to set things up right now, so things are going to be a little messy for the moment. By the way, if you click on the walls, you can actually see what they are. So we've got compacted machinery. Those give components. My wolf just howled, or my warg just howled. Oh, it's got a name. I don't like that name. Wilhelmina. That's a name. It's Wilhelm, but it adds an Ina on the end. I don't think here's a rat. So you can start out with a variety of different animals. Oh my goodness, yeah. So the comments that are coming through are coming through in batches. So just throwing that out there. Yes. Animals are a fun thing. Yeah. Yes, steel burns down, unfortunately. So luckily in this game, there's not quite that bad. Mr. Fallout 4 and the settlement will not be coming after us, I hope. So animals, and so this is the fun part. If you have chickens and they constantly mate, you can actually have a chicken explosion. This is actually, it's like Chicksplosion or something like that. But essentially, in Dwarf Fortress, there was a way where the cats would multiply like crazy, and it would cause computers to really lag. And I think the wiki actually says that, so something along the lines of everything in the vicinity will start to explode. So don't let that happen. One thing it's mentioning here is that my colonist does not have a ranged weapon. So David here can actually hunt and is actually is okay at it. So what we'll actually want to do, what time is it? It is 20. Okay, we're gonna actually go ahead and have him equip the survival rifle. And yes, steel burns down. So if you have like steel walls or something like that, and they catch on fire, they'll burn just like wood. Stone walls won't do that. Don't ask me. I didn't make the game. And I feel like that's something that they need to fix. Steel doesn't necessarily burn, it melts, obviously, but I don't think there's fire that can do that like naturally. Like if you got hit by lightning, I don't think it's gonna catch on fire. Maybe if it was, well, no, I don't imagine anything on that one. There's a turkey. Turkeys are food. Wild animals don't mate, which actually makes me kind of sad. Oh, here's a raccoon. They don't dig in your trash in this game. There's a squirrel. Cats. So you can start out with cats, the warg. Oh, whoops. I didn't give the warg a place to sleep. There's actually animal sleeping spots. They don't have needs though. Like they have food and rest needs, but they don't have anything else. And actually we're going to have to hunt something for him. And we're going to want to, so today I wanted to get this done. Of course they're not doing that. I'm going to go ahead and change their grow to 3, see if they'll actually do stuff. The other thing I actually want to do, okay, so wait a minute. Cats, wargs, wolves, huskies, Labradors, and Yorkie Terriers are the 6 animals that I have gotten while starting a colony. So in this little thing right here, this restrict menu, which you guys can kind of see, you actually have times that are restricted to sleep, and then these gray are anything. I'm actually going to modify this slightly and add a square for this purple square is joy. And then I'm going to add a orange square. You know, you're probably right. I'm going to bet there's a limit of assets of a number of animals that are on screen. That's probably why. I know one of my last games, my huskies kept breeding and I ended up with like 40 huskies and I was just like selling them off like crazy. But I'm going to set a period of 3 hours and 3 hours here. You can kind of see this on my screen. I've got my recording stuff up to my right, which is why I keep looking over there, to make sure that you guys can see this. But these little greenish, yellow, pea green colors, that's work. So basically, this is really important. I didn't know about this until recently when someone said, hey, if you really set blocks of time where people like, you know, you get joy right before you go to bed. These are anything. If you have like little areas for work, then all they'll do is work. And what'll happen if you don't have this is your pawns will just kind of wander around and do like whatever. And it's really annoying. Additionally, there's some allowed areas. So if I hover over home here, you can see these are where my home areas are. My husband has not kept breeding, thank goodness. I couldn't handle that. I don't want kids, so just my huskies. I actually don't have, I wish I could have a husky. I live in the desert. That wouldn't work. Please no breeding. We'll breed animals, but not people. And your people cannot get pregnant in this game, which is actually kind of disappointing. I'm gonna hunt this turkey. If you click on an animal and click on hunt, they'll be hunted. So that'll be great. Let's see here. Other things, we've got flick, which I'm gonna turn on for everybody. But once we have power, which will be in a couple days, you can actually turn it off by flicking the switch, which is ridiculously silly. Handle is like taming animals and stuff. What we will need though, I don't have a lot of space for this yet. We need to do some mining, which is going to be coming up very shortly here. But what we're going to do is just place the butcher table in here. We're going to need to get meat for our warg like now. Thanks, guys. I apologize for my husband's breeding, I guess. God, is he gonna watch this later? Some of our friends are gonna probably watch this. What have I done? I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm thinking out, or just thinking, I guess. This will work for now. I'm not gonna worry about it. I do need to keep an eye on the time because I think one of the last weekends I played this, I played for like 4 hours without stopping, and then I had a headache. I don't know, you guys hear that? Yes, here we go. You can see here that the fox here is attacking this raccoon. It says it's hunting raccoon. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward, and now the raccoon is dead. So if you look here, you can, well, no, you guys can't. Never mind. It'll tell you how many parts are missing. I'm gonna have to move my picture. It works for Stardew Valley, but not so much for this. But essentially it says like how many parts are missing, and we can actually unforbid it. So that'll be something that we can actually do. So if you go here, yeah, that's kind of why I actually don't want to leave the warg on his own. So we can go butcher creature, and we'll do forever. So anytime we have corpses, they'll butcher the creatures. Actually, this is making me nervous too. Okay, let's do that. So this guy was hunting. There's a couple things that were going on here. First of all, yes, your warg can hunt, and I think wolves can hunt. I think huskies can hunt too, but they usually don't because they can have vegetables and fruits and stuff. But wargs can hunt and cats can hunt, but oftentimes I found that cats tend to lose eyeballs. And wargs have a tendency to also lose like eyes and stuff, like they'll be scratched out. That's a big thing. This guy was hunting this poor turkey. As you can see, it's bleeding everywhere now. But he was actually shooting past Sammy and Jem here. There is a chance, actually. What is happening? I hear it. Oh, yeah, see, he's actually hunting a rat. Which, that's fine. The rats won't hurt him too bad since he's a warg. But when you're shooting past an ally, you can actually shoot them in the back, and I've had that happen. The worst possible thing that can happen is they're shot in the head, and then then the person who's been shot is brain dead, and I've had that happen a couple times. I think cats have 9 lives, not 9 eyes, which I understand where you would get that confused. My cats just seem to know like what's going on all the time. I like how he's howling. Another thing that happened here is we actually have leather from the raccoon. I think you're right. I think cats are the only exception to that. I think it's wargs and cats definitely, but I've had huskies and wolves hunt too. I guess if they're just bored. And this guy went and he hunted the turkey, so that's great. Now, what's annoying me particularly, so this guy is hunting. Okay, so he should come over here. Actually, he went to actually take the turkey over to the dumping zone here, and then brought it in here. So now the warg will be able to eat some food. We will want very shortly here to build a stove. But I wanted to get these potatoes done. Now there's a couple terrible things that can happen. The first thing is there can be a blight in which we will lose all of our food. The brain injuries are the worst. The other thing that can happen, and I've had this happen, how old is my warg? So my warg is 5. The other fun thing to have happen, so you had a colonist that starved to death due to their brain injury. The other fun thing that can happen that's like right up there with brain injuries is dementia, because people will start they'll just start wandering in confusion, and it's bad. Well, I'll end up starving to death like quite often. Now, one of the things real quick here before they start freaking out, because the game is going to start panicking at me here shortly, is we need to build some protection. So what I'm going to do, so that, well, you know, I'll let that pop up, because really, generally the first thing that pops up is like mad animal, and I'm going to hope the mad animal is like, I don't know, anything that's raccoonish or squirrelish and not anything bigger. Boom rats are the worst. Oh, we haven't talked about boom rats. Do we have boomalopes on screen? We don't. Oh no. Okay, so boom rats and antelopes explode when you shoot them, like when they die. I think it says in here too. The rodent-like creatures will create a powerful fire-starting explosion when killed. That includes when they just die naturally. That bear just murdered that rat, by the way. And the rat's gone because he ate it all. Oh dear. We are coming up on a point where we actually should have our first event anytime now. And it may not necessarily be a bad event. It could be a good event. So let's go ahead. Let's see. The difficulty I chose was base builder. No, not base builder. Hang on a quick here. Let's see here. I chose some challenge on Cassandra, which is reasonable enough for me, because if I do anything higher than that, I'm going to be murdered in like 3 days. And Cassandra's fairly predictable. I did not choose, so there's 3, actually I'll show you guys because I didn't really talk about these. There are 3 storytellers, Cassandra, Phoebe, and Randy. And so Phoebe kind of gives you some distance in between each event, and she can hit pretty hard. Cassandra's classic. She's kind of like, you start out with like a low and then you go up and curve. And Randy has no rules. Now, one of the things I like about Cassandra and Phoebe is if there's enough fire on screen, and I've proven this, and a lot of other people have too, if you have enough fire on screen to save on frame rate, it'll actually start raining to get rid of that fire. Which is really nice, but Randy, not necessarily. He doesn't care. So just be aware of that. There's a nice predictability to it. For Cassandra, every so often there's like a trigger for different types of like raids and stuff, which is nice. But her difficulty ramps up pretty strong. Thank goodness. Yeah, Randy's a lot of fun. I'm glad. I think generally what ends up happening with Cassandra is either I have a somebody visiting or have a wanderer join, or I've actually had escape pods show up really early in the game too, but I've had a couple times where like one person showed up to fight me, but it's always like somebody with like a club, but it's predictable, which is nice. She gives you a chance to kind of start. When the game actually tells me that I need defense, we'll prepare. I've also had mad animals to begin with, but usually it's like a rat has gone crazy and wants to kill you, so I mean, whatever. We're gonna go ahead and mine the steel right here. We don't need the steel, but I want to open up that area for right now. Okay, so we've got potatoes growing. We've got plenty of nearby food that I'm gonna probably harvest here shortly. And the other thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna build a field stove to start with, and we're gonna put both of those in here. You can see that little red Z that popped up. That's because they got disturbed when they slept. What we're gonna wanna do really shortly here is start creating bedrooms. People, they look at their needs. Can you guys see the needs? You can see the needs. There's this shared bedroom right here. They don't like sharing bedrooms, so. Like I said, I'm not very good at this game. I've been really like hanging out in the subreddit for RimWorld. I don't post there, but a lot of people post like really cool ideas and like how they're surviving. And just sometimes there are some bad circumstances that you can't get away from. One of the things about this game is like plagues and stuff. Diseases are actually set up and you cannot avoid them. So even if like you reload, they'll still happen. So there's some stuff that you just have to kind of, there it is. Okay, so need defenses, we hit day 3. Yeah, we're going into day 3 here. So the need defenses has popped up, and then the meal source, which we're actually building right here, is important because we're gonna be running out of food, these packaged meals soon. So I'm really excited to see what happens here. Let's see, is there anything else going on around here? Not much. My biggest concern, and the things I've always run into problems with, is food, because quite often, and Cassandra loves to play this game with me, and that happens to be that like my food will get to like 99% at the beginning, and then there'll be a blight, and then my food is gone. So great job on that one, Cassandra. Let's go ahead and we're gonna chop some of these bushes to get just a little bit of extra food started here. Now, if they say ready to harvest, that means that they won't grow anymore. And mostly just to have a little bit of extra berries right now. We don't have a lot going on, and we will soon. So now the field stove, which we're building right now, is because we don't have any power. And I want to get bedrooms done and power going very shortly. But I'm going to build bedrooms in here, so that'll be super exciting. Oh, did you see that? Oh. So it said here, attempted to woo Sammy into a romance. So one of the things, they can't have kids, but your pawns can actually fall in love. So that's great. And you can see here, no you can't because my picture's in the way, but there's actually a limited amount of fuel here. Can you see it here? No, you can't. I was hoping you could see it, but depending on how much fuel you have in there, it's like each meal will actually use up some of that fuel. So let's go ahead and add a bill here. And we're gonna create some simple meals. I'm gonna sneeze. I really apologize for that. Now I'm gonna click off on meat for right now because I'm gonna keep that meat for the warg. Now I think, I didn't check, he will not eat kibble because you can actually make kibble at the butcher table, but if the warg won't eat it, there's really no point in it. Now the other thing I'm gonna wanna do, that's a problem. Actually, we're gonna change that. We're actually going to go ahead and we're gonna turn that meat back on, and we're gonna do until we have X. So this will be when we have 10 meals, they'll stop creating it. And we need to get some power because we're gonna want, like really soon here, we're gonna want some electricity in there. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I'm trying not to sneeze into the microphone. I'm sure that would be enjoyable for you guys. So here's what I'm going to do. Up here, I'm actually going to create a small area. Hello, guys. Kibble is dog food. Cats will eat it. If you're not careful, humans will eat it too. Your pawns will. Yeah, I don't tend to interact with the RimWorld community, but I kind of feel like I want to a little bit more often. It's a lot of fun. People are really cool. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna build a roof area right here, and we're gonna build a fuel generator right there. For right now, this is gonna be fine, but we're gonna wanna upgrade eventually to like the wind turbines and stuff. I just don't know where I'm building right now. In all honesty, like my colonies have a tendency to go from like one thing to the other, and I tend to go through them very quickly. So let's go ahead and fast forward here. But one of the reasons I want to do this is because I'm going to be making a cooler, because we're going to want that for... Ah, hey, look, we have a piece of chunk, or we have a chunk of spaceship over here. Oh, we actually have some steel over here too that fell with us. That's all the way across the map, isn't it? Yes, it is. So you can actually deconstruct these pieces of spacecraft and they'll give you steel and components. So it'd be very nice. One of the things I haven't seen any of while this is going on, I don't see any plastisteel. Oh, hey, look at this. We got some visitors here, so you can actually go, it's like people come on the screen, you can actually see their character, you can see how they're feeling, you can see what gear they're carrying. If anybody comes on to your screen that has a relationship with anybody in your colony, you can see their health. There's two reasons for this. First of all, you can actually attack them and like capture them or kill them or whatever. But you have factions here, which we haven't talked about. Oh my gosh, we have two pirate bands and a tribe that we're hostile with. Okay. Hostile bands or tribes will attack you and send raids. Friendly ones, these guys are friendly for now. You can actually request like help and stuff with them. So let's go ahead and get this out of here. And we're gonna build a cooler right here. We should be fine on that. And we're gonna build, oh gosh. Thinking on this one, don't mind me. We're not playing the Dark Brotherhood on this one, and we're gonna need people's, like, we're gonna need all of that other stuff, unfortunately. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mine out all of this. This is not gonna be connected for right now. But we're gonna wanna get this started. One of the biggest things here, I like how they're just standing outside of our encampment. That's what they do, is they stand around. They're just saying hi, I guess. Oh, I can't get to that now. Thanks, guys. Where did my other guy go? There's David. I'm a little worried that the meat's gonna spoil, like, when we're not using it. That would annoy me. That would annoy me quite a bit. I'm not too worried about it. We've got plenty of turkeys around us. We do not want to hit the bears, wolves. I don't know if tortoises will attack. Will tortoises attack you if you hit them? Tortoises are evil. Do we even have any tortoises on screen? Ah, here we go. David thinks that you should give your faction a name. What should your faction be called? And then it says, since it looks like you'll be here for a while, David also thinks that you should give your community a name. What should this local community be called? Archaeologist Village? Really? So hilariously enough, I'm gonna redo it. So I did this a little bit ago when I was playing by myself, but I'm gonna call myself the Good Guys because I think that's hilarious. Village name. I kind of like the Archaeologist Village. It's like we're digging for stuff. We'll go with that. I like the Good Guys though. Because like the Good Guys make it sound like, you know, I definitely know what I'm doing. Which I don't. But that's okay. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're also gonna be building some power stuff through here. Let's go ahead and get that going. What the? Oh. Rabbits make some weird noises when they die. Oh yes. That's right. They can fight back when you try and tame it, which is actually hilarious. I think one of the few creatures that I really had some fun. It's like this animal has like a 0.05 or 0.5 chance or something. Tame the grizzlies. Oh gosh. I actually don't know. Let's click on this and just see. Oh, that's unfortunate. No handler can tame the grizzly bear because it requires animals in 6. But yeah, you can see here that grizzly bears have a 2.5% chance of going crazy. This is an ostrich. Ostriches have a higher chance of going crazy and attacking. That's what I was worried about. What about a red fox? I don't hunt that. Don't do either of those. I was actually hoping to get some power over here before things rotted away, but I guess you snooze, you lose on that one. We'll be okay. We also want to get some research going, which we'll want to do. Do I need to get closer to that? Is that what's going on here? I think so. All right, and you can see here that our cooler is now working. Now this isn't a good setup, but it'll just have to do until I get things moved around. Far Cry Primal. I do not, oh gosh. Oh no. Okay, so we were just talking about mad animals, or mad animals. Far Cry Primal, we own it, never played it. Local tortoise. Oh, the boars are fun. We're gonna need to get rid of this guy. So the tortoises, for whatever reason, are awful. So let's go ahead and recruit David here. I don't think anybody else has weapons on them. Let's see here. Who's the best? Okay, they're both crappy. Great. Do we not have another weapon that we got out of this? Okay, we do. You, go equip... Oh, she's a brawler. Cancel that. You, go equip the pistol. And, we need to have her do something while we're doing this. Let's go chop a tree or something. I never even thought about the bacon. Let's move these guys over here. Now, the nice thing about the tortoise, oh gosh, where is the tortoise? Is that it'll be really slow, but tortoises are ungodly strong. So we're gonna wanna take care of that soon. The other thing I'm gonna do, okay, there's the tortoise. I need you two to actually like, wait, that's not what I wanna do. Can you move a little closer? Okay, so we're gonna try and take out this tortoise before it goes too crazy. Okay, good, we shot it once. Oh my gosh, we shot it in the eye. This is awful. You can see how slowly they move, but they're really strong, which is terrible. I don't know what happens if we hit the red fox. Okay, we're gonna wanna move these guys away. Now, we're a lot faster than the tortoise, luckily. Tortoises can do some damage. I have no idea what's wrong with them. If you find a creature like a wolf or something, okay, good. We're good. We're gonna wanna hunt that guy. And he'll go ahead and kill it, and we'll have more meat. But one of the, I have no idea what I was saying. Oh, if you find like a big animal, like a bear or a wolf or something that's dead, there's like a good chance that a tortoise did it. In fact, I think one of the most, you had a tortoise manhunter pack? No, that's terrifying. I'm uncomfortable with that. Like, that's scary. Of all the things that are probably like, should be scary, the tortoises are one of them. Okay, let's see if we can get some stuff taken care of. What are you, what is your... Sammy, what can you not do here? I bet it was a slow and painful death. Most of the time it's by infection that they die from the tortoises, which is weird. Do we have enough simple meals? We do, okay. You can see here we have 10 simple meals total, so that's good. Now I'm opening this up because the next thing I actually want to start doing is not the sculptor's table, is the stone cutter's table. We don't have enough wood, so what we'll want to do is send out my people to go chop some wood down. Just checking the time. We're not going to be doing this too long to death. They got nibbled to death. It's true. Actually, my favorite thing about the tortoises is they can actually, I think they can nuzzle. So occasionally your animals will nuzzle your pawns. It's kind of adorable. Actually, we're in joy time and we don't have anything to do joy stuff, which is why they're all just kind of standing around. Let's, oh, actually Sammy's going to be making that. We need, so this is a horseshoe pin. It'll be really simple, but now they can play horseshoes, so they'll be happier. That's something we needed to do. Okay, got some wood. We're gonna want to get the stone cutter's stuff done. Then we'll make some stone and we'll be able to build a bigger base. If you guys are enjoying this, let me know and we can schedule a RimWorld stream each week. Now, the best thing about the RimWorld stream is oftentimes if things go really bad, I'll have a tendency to rage quit, and I can't do that here. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. One of the things that's happening here that actually we need to fix is we actually need to open this up. I see what happened. Let's see if we can get that fixed. I don't care if you clean it in there, jeez. Okay, and the reason we'll do that is because it'll cause the heat to dissipate. We actually forgot to do that. I love this game. RimWorld is one of my favorite. Speaking of which, the alpha should be coming out sooner or later for the next version, and then we're basically going to be ditching this game and starting over. I have no idea. The alpha 7, or is it alpha, pre-alpha 17? I don't even know anymore. Is going to be a pretty big update, so I'm very excited to see what they came up with. The last update was actually the drug update. Oh, there are drugs in this game. We haven't really discussed drugs, and I really don't want to because they're a pain in the butt. Really? Your pet tortoises like to sleep in the freezer? That is hilarious. And kind of adorable in all honesty. But still doesn't like that. Come on. Really? Alright, well, we'll have to do, I guess, we're gonna need to move this anyway. That is definitely on the list. I've had this work before, but it doesn't really like it. Okay, that's fine. You're right, it was the Wanderlust one. I had completely forgotten about the Wanderlust update, because that added the world map and everything, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not sure if, you know, I don't, it's hard to keep track, but the last thing I definitely remember is the drug update, because that was a pain. Let's go ahead and we're gonna add a second cooler here, because I'm not sure what the heck I'm doing. Drugs are useful. Cold nibbles for the enemy. Oh, and Jem and David are now dating, gonna get married soon. We're gonna have to make a double bed for these guys. Which is gonna be, oh, this is awkward. If you look here, they're going to be, it's gonna say, want to sleep with Jem. It's because they have separate beds here, even though they're sleeping in the same room. I do, we're definitely gonna need to open this up. And we got Lucky, who is naked. Oh man, are you kidding me? So there's a couple, I think he's naked, maybe he's not. So Lucky here is, what is he wearing? Oh, he's got pants on. Oh, thank goodness. We haven't gotten to the point where we're growing anything. Lucky, let's see, let's figure out his character. He's nervous. He's a nudist. His social skills are crazy. He can't do any sort of violent or firefighting. Why is that? Is it because he's a charity worker? No, it's because he's a medical assistant. And he was a charity worker. Okay. He's okay. He's got more crafting and construction than anybody else does. Actually, while we're sitting here thinking about this, let's go ahead and add a small, oh, we can't actually, let's not do that there. Let's actually add a space between these guys. Let's make a small area of cotton, because we're gonna need cotton for making clothes very soon. Okay, so the bed's being made here. That's good news. He's making the second cooler that we're gonna need. Oh, yes, chemical fascination. It doesn't make anybody else awkward to, or feel awkward to have somebody who's naked, do they? Did I hear somebody killing something? There's a lot of blood outside our encampment. It hasn't rained, has it? That's interesting. I picked an area that was pretty rainy. But I guess not. Okay, there we go. We officially have a freezer. All my stuff is going to be frozen, which is very nice. Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised about getting a... He's actually got a complaint here. It says, I'm a nudist, but I have to wear these clothes. And he's in a little pain. So what does he have? He's an old gunshot and a bite scar. Is his pants any good? Actually, his synthetic pants are pretty good. And he has 3 fine meals with them. That's kind of cool. Let's see here. Let me just go to work and let me activate everything that I want to activate for him. We're going to turn on construct. He should have no shame as a nudist. I have no problems with people being nudists. I think it would be interesting to experience. I've heard that there's like a lack of the vulnerability in between people who are nudists because like there's something dying on screen because you don't have any barriers, like clothing barriers. It's supposed to be like really enlightening and stuff. So it's not like I've joined a nudist colony to find out, but okay. Couple things here. Let me set the owner of this to Jem and David. And so you can see here that these two are now unowned. And Jem and David can now sleep together. And that should make them happy. Except for they're upset about the fact that they still have a shared bedroom. So let's start rectifying that. One of the things we're going to do... I'll probably do a little bit of planning in between episodes. Because this is a little ridiculous. Let's go ahead and make a little hallway here. We'll see what happens here. Now, one of the things I haven't seen... Oh, it's right here. I'm gonna bet. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a bad thing on every map. And if you open it up, like it'll warn you. It'll say, hey, there's an ancient danger here. When you get close enough to it. I'm gonna bet that's it down there. Yeah, we're gonna be building close to it. And if you open it up without planning, you're gonna get owned, which will be really exciting for everybody. Do we not have everybody mining? Because mining is a great thing for everybody to do and build up. Looks like we've got all of our cotton plants are growing and our potato plants are coming right along. And yes, we had compacted machinery to begin with. Why are you howling inside the house? Rude. So with everything frozen, that essentially means that they won't spoil, so you can actually keep as much as you need to. Now, the one thing that I absolutely positively hate in this game is the solar flares because it actually turns your power off. It's infuriating. That's okay. We'll be fine. We have an extra bed, which would be good. They're banging. See the little hearts? Yeah, they were while everybody else is in the same room. Does people get negatives for that? I guess not. Northern Lion. Oh, that sounds exciting. Is that one of the scenarios? The scenarios are always interesting. There's a bunch of different ones. There was one that I was actually viewing that was about, it had clones, or it was like stormtroopers and Padme, and the whole goal was to actually get off the planet, which I was viewing today that I thought would be really fun to play. And we're low. Oh no. Okay, so a Glitter World empath named Darcy. She's being chased by tribes people. She begs for safety and offers to join your colony. She's 28 years old. If you be warned, if you accept, you have to fight off the tribes people. We got 10 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream, so let's go ahead and do it. We're gonna offer safety. Now, what happens is you can see here that she joined our colony. Let's check out her character. Oh, thank goodness. So she's incapable of violent and intellectual. She's neurotic, which is great. So she doesn't like the idea of getting like the drugs, and she likes to live in she doesn't mind eating raw food, and she doesn't like fancy food. Her social is crazy. I think like 90% of my people right now can do really good social. Animals and medicine are her favorite. That means that they actually learn them faster. Her construction and growing are fantastic as well. All right. Yeah, I should save, but I'm kind of tempted not to. Where are you going? No, get down here. You have people on your tail. This is not good. And we have low food right now, but we got potatoes growing, so we'll want to do some hunting and stuff. Now, because we got people coming, let's go ahead and see where they're going to be at. Okay, our first raid here. So if you click on here, the group of tribespeople from, I don't know, the Tradola of the Tree have arrived. And they're attacking immediately. So go ahead and jump over here. I'm not too worried about this one. I'll probably end up saving a lot more in the future. We got one enemy here. He's got a slate club. He's a squire. Here's his character. He's ugly. That's terrible. And he's psychically dull, which is good because actually there's some psychic stuff that'll happen, and that can be bad. And oh, saving is always after safety. I tend to. It's also backfired on me too. I've ended up with like 3 or 4 pyromaniacs doing that. He's 16 years old, by the way. Just okay. So he's gonna go ahead and he's coming this way. Attack the wooden door. So he's coming down here. So let's go ahead. We're gonna be murdering him. Unfortunately, hey, stop that. I don't have a medical bay yet, so we're gonna want, or like even a place to put prisoners. So let's go ahead and move this a little bit away here. If we kill him, one of the things, I don't have a way to get rid of the bodies yet, so I'm just gonna bury him. People get upset when they see corpses. Okay, that's good. Go do that. Now, this guy's gonna come down here. Does he have any damage to him? I don't think he does. No. Is he still after the wooden door? You guys suck! Ah, my dog! Okay, that's great. We're gonna go ahead and attack that. No! My dog! My warg! Stop that. You can see here that he's getting bruises from, of course. And you can see here that we actually made him unconscious. We didn't, actually, no, he's just in shock. He's just down right now. And we can actually recruit him if we wanted. Of course, the issue being that we don't have any place to put him. Let's see what we've got here. Let's go ahead and do this. Now the dog's gonna go to sleep and rest. And he's just got some bruises and some cracks, so it's no big deal. And let's, I hate to do this. Like, we don't have any place for these guys. Let's see if we can rescue him. I don't know if we're gonna be able to. Now, who's that other person? Darcy. Let's go ahead and do that for right now. Now, she can grow and construct, so we're down and put those on too. So let's go ahead and start this. There's a lot going on right now. I know, right? This is probably one of my favorite things about this game is there is so much going on, so. Okay, so we've got that. So let's go ahead and reinstall this bed down here. And the reason we're gonna do that is because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna capture this guy. That seems weird. Let's turn it into for prisoners and let's go ahead and capture them. Yeah, we're gonna need another colonist bed, but for right now, we're okay. Whew, a lot's going on here. Can you imagine when it ends up being like 100 different raiders coming to attack you? Because that'll happen. So you can see the things that they're damaged. They have a death in 24 hours. You can see their bleeding rate. Yeah, you guys can see the bleeding rate. So we're okay for right now. So let's go ahead and heal him all up. Now, in the prisoner screen, you have a couple things here. First of all, they're considered guilty, so you can kill them with no debuff right now. You've also got this recruitment difficulty, so if we wanted to recruit them, we can. Now I'm looking at their skills. He's not the best person to recruit. He has no cooking skill. He's ugly, which is gonna give him a debuff on everybody, which is a pain. His growing skill is okay and can grow. His mining skill is like something favored for him. Artistic crafting and research is. So what we're gonna do is before he's healed, we're gonna go ahead and do chat and recruit. And if it ends up being that we don't end up recruiting him anytime soon, I might just send him away. It's a lot easier than killing people. So, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna chop some berries in the nearby so we can just have some quick, easy food to eat. I don't know what else you would do with food. And that, my friends, is not as bad as it could be. It could be a lot worse. And I think he can. He's not saying, it doesn't say that he can't clean or cook, so we should, or carry and clean, so we should be good. And we will want, believe it or not, I will have somebody that's dedicated to hauling and someone that's dedicated to cleaning eventually. As of right now, we're still you know, lower people. Who's this guy? This guy is the turtle of the tree. Okay, so this is a pain. So because this tribe is so highly hostile toward us, I don't think if we release him that this will lower, which is always something I like to do. If I can make friends so that people don't attack me, then I will. But the pirate tribes is a definite no, and I don't think we can with that guy. But really, right now, so the tomahawk tigers are attacking me. Let's go see who they are. So an oaf is attacking us. Look at this growing! I didn't think so. Let's see, he's gay, which is fine, and he's lazy. That's what I thought. The pirates are freaking awful. He's a medieval farm oaf. That's a little bit different, but just calling him an oaf is like awful. I would really use this guy if possible, if we could capture him. No promises though, because we're gonna shoot the crap out of him probably. So let's get over here. Let's get both of our allies who have weapons. What does he have here? He has a club too. Now I can see that there's a little guy down here that got murdered. You can actually take other animals' kills. There's no reason that you can't do that. I've done that before. Okay, let's take this guy out. Yeah, there's a good chance that if we leave his corpse hanging around that the warg will eat him. Are you really going all the way over there? What was the point of that? Let's move these guys away a little bit. Come on. Come on. Okay, looks like David's gonna take no damage. Are you kidding me? They actually took him down rather than... Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. What we're gonna do is actually gonna oh, and he's got beer. Just throwing that out there. How long until he dies? We got 9 hours. That's not good. Are you moving that? Can you... Okay, Sammy's gonna move that. Can you do that a little bit faster? That would be appreciative, thanks. Okay. Yes, we need to get more colonist beds there, but I really want to rescue him because I just want to see who we can recruit. Hopefully we can save him fast enough though. Because the big thing here is his death is and he's got alcohol addiction, which is always fun. He's got, okay, good, we're healing him, so he's got 10 hours and 17 hours, and he shouldn't die. No immediate danger, good. The alcohol addiction is gonna be really fun to deal with, but we'll be okay. Okay, so still got low food, we still need defenses, but I'm not too worried about it. At the beginning, I know they're always just like, you need defenses, but it's not generally until a little bit later where people start bringing like guns and frag grenades and stuff, which is just not fair. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just get rid of these bushes and actually chop them all down for berries. I need to plant some more food apparently. What time is it? It's almost 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna end this. My husband will be home soon and we're gonna be doing some relaxing because he didn't get any sleep last night. You can laugh at him. I'll go ahead and plant some berries over here. Give it some different foods. And the warg is still healing from the cracks and stuff. Looks like we need to actually hunt something. There's a bear that's damaged down here from the other animals. Okay, so good. So the prisoners are doing all right. Isn't there a turkey or something down here that we can shoot up? There's a hare. I would really prefer a turkey. Turkeys have a little bit more meat. But that's okay. So they're doing all right. Let's go ahead and see who his recruitment difficulty is a lot less. And we could use the people for our colony. You can see we've got a little tunnel here. We're gonna start paving out all this stuff. But I think for today, that's gonna be it. I think we've done pretty well today for an hour. And we're not murdered, and we've got a few people. We're gonna need more weapons and stuff. That guy's drinking the beer. If you go to health now, you can see alcohol, warm. It decreases pain and decreases manipulation. And luckily, the freaking warg didn't drink it. One of the problems with the drugs in the game that I found is actually the fact that the animals, especially like puppies, will go drink or eat drugs, and then they're just doomed for life. which is awful. And it's just as awful as it sounds. I don't know how many animals I've had to put down because, like, the chicken drank beer and now it's got liver failure. And I'm just like, oh, there's a turkey. So what do you got here? All of these people have great wardening skills. That's great. So I think my goal now, at this point, I don't want to stop, but I really should. Let you guys go free. It's a captive audience at this point. Kind of like these guys. I think we've got some berries over here. Who's not hauling? We don't have anybody set to haul, do we? Who's useless? Or who's mostly useless? For right now, we're going to go ahead and set you to hauling. And we'll go ahead and set you to hauling and cleaning for right now. Now, you're the only person that'll cook naturally. So actually, let's go ahead and set you to cooking. All right, looks good. For day 6, we're not doing too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope you guys liked this stream. If you liked this, I will go ahead and set up another stream next week on probably Tuesday, so you guys can go ahead and join me again. I have really enjoyed, like I said, RimWorld. It's all I really want to play right now is RimWorld. So this is giving me my fix. It's like a drug right now. There's definitely a reward system that's really feeding into my addiction of this game. Unfortunately, I don't know when the next alpha is coming out, but that'll change. Like, once that comes out, maybe I'll play it to show off all the new stuff and fail miserably because they're going to be changing a lot of things, which will be interesting. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys at a later point.